Trump is a big fat fascist with big ankles. Jennifer calls him kanks, which I'm adopting because it's a great one. So he's militarizing the city so we can't have midterms. So here's what he said, and then let's just kind of follow that breadcrumb.
I would have much more respect for Pritzker if he'd call me up and say, I have a problem. Can you help me fix it? I would be so happy to do it. I don't love, not that I...
Pause real quick. To me, he looks like a bubble tick right now. He looks puffy and swollen.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a bubble tick.
Because he's getting infusions of something. His blood is not running.
Look at the eyes, you guys. I think Alex Jones has it all wrong. I think we're less than 12 months. Okay, sorry, Pumps. Go ahead.
Okay, but here's the thing too. Like the hair and he doesn't look healthy. I think his skin's kind of turning yellow under the orange. Okay, but keep going.
I have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
Okay.
No problem.
First of all, he can do whatever he wants to do. Okay, one other thing. Put this back up, Kylie, because this is funny. That picture. Okay, see that thing behind him, that gold-plated deal? I saw a compare and contrast. There's one at Home Depot for $34, except it's silver, and that's been gold leafed over.
I don't think that's real gold leaf, FYI.
You don't?
No.
He talked about how much money it was.
Well, first of all, if he hired somebody to come in there and do it, we know he stiffed them. All right.
Right.
There's no question that is some sort of Home Depot applique. And I think he's done a faux leaf, not a gold leaf on it. And I'm an interior designer listener when I'm not a podcaster. And that's just my opinion. And I guarantee you the people weren't paid, but that's neither here nor there. What's more alarming about that, obviously, is he said, I'm the president and I can do whatever I want.
Yes. And then, so he's in DC. We know he's got the National Guard. Now he's taken over Union Station. President Trump extends his control over Washington by taking management of Union Station away from Amtrak. This is fascism. And here's the deal. If we had a competent president, like, he can't take over anything. Everything he touches turns to shit. Bankruptcies, Trump University, it's fraud conviction, it's the whole nine. And this is a man that's taking over cities. He's lying about the crime data. Now he's taking over Amtrak. It's crazy to me, all in an effort so we don't have the midterms.
Yeah, I mean, they're ramping up. And I think they're ramping up for the same reasons that I stopped the video that you first started playing. What we are seeing with our own eyes is a man that's dying. And he can't escape biology. He's been able to lie and connive and bullshit and be a blowhard through all of his life, but he can't escape death. And I think the doctors have told him. I think that's why he got on Fox News. Sound like he was on some pills or something. And he's like, I'm trying to get to heaven. People say I'm not doing well. Well, he telegraphs everything that's going on. We've seen the muffin top kanks. We see the puffy eyes. We see the hands, which look exactly like Queen Elizabeth II did 2 days before she died. And so they have a problem with Kinks's imminent death. Fingers crossed. That do they have enough control to keep their fascist regime in the government? Because Riz, little smoky eye sociopath, is not going to be able to rally the base. And if Kanks dies while he's in office, the hardcore cultists will have conspiracy theories. And if the Democrats aren't in power, they'll try to blame. There'll be some that probably try to blame,
George Soros.
Yeah, something. But I think you're going to see some Elon Musk. I think you're going to see some JD Vance, because it's going to be Heartbreak Hotel for the cult. I mean, 70% of the country is going to be celebrating, and it is going to be boodle baby, fetal position, deep dive into QAnon for that 30%. So they have to deal with that 70%. And they're militarizing, and they are putting plans in action so that they don't have to transfer power ever.
That's exactly right. And then here we have the workers from FEMA that sent a letter to Congress that signed their name. Here's ABC News, the 36 current FEMA employees who signed their names to a letter to Congress critical of the Trump administration's action at the agency have been placed on administrative leave, according to an email posted by the group Stand Up for Science. Here's the thing, you guys. Any opposition, we know that Pete Hegseth, when he's not out boozing it up and at titty bars with his employees, he's giving like loyalty pledge tests and lie detector tests. So you cannot be critical of this administration. Jennifer, what does that remind you of?
An authoritarian?
Ding, ding, ding. I mean, like,
Right.
look at Kim Jong-un, look at Putin. Like
Right.
this is not a drill, folks. This is real.
Well, and the problem here is FEMA is serious. You guys, we live in Tornado Alley, and about once every 10 years, just horrific F5 tornadoes hit. People die, their property is damaged. You get to Florida and hurricanes, you get to what happened in New Orleans with Katrina, and that's what they're cutting. They're cutting care for those that are in most need because they see everything through a blue-red lens. He sees the idea that somebody might need federal assistance through a red-blue lens. And Democrats, everybody can have some problems with them, but Democratic presidents don't do this. Other Republican presidents haven't done this. And this is where you really, really see that the psychological warfare that has been executed on the United States to rile up this kind of civil war that's at least digital right now. There's a lot of keyboard warriors. But this is an act of war by a president against his people. And usually the people that are going to need the assistance the most are not going to be as financially set. And that's going to be his supporters. And that's really, really sad and so dangerous because FEMA is something, this is why you have government. You have government for institutions like FEMA.
Right. And then he puts fucking Kristi Noem in charge. And everybody's forgotten about the Texas flood and the fact that they weren't warned because of funding cuts and that Kristi Noem didn't get FEMA in there for days afterwards. Like, because there's so much other chaos, but you're right. People's lives are ruined by this. And that's why you have government. And then we have, I don't know, Doge is a disaster. Not like that's breaking news, but we have NBC News reporting Doge put the personal data of millions of Americans, including Social Security numbers, on a vulnerable server in June, according to a new whistleblower complaint. This surprises me zero because the whole idea, you have the Palantir guy, Peter Thiel. He has access to all our data with approval. We saw that a Russian intelligence or whatever backdoored into Doge. But here's the thing, just because Elon Musk has a lot of money doesn't mean he's smart, doesn't make our information, just because he deals on Twitter doesn't mean he's like some data expert specialist. And this is what happens. And I'm like, what's the identity theft going to look like 10 years from now? 300 million Americans.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Big Balls a part of this?
I'm sure Big Balls was a part of it.
I thought I read an article. I thought I read an article that Big Balls had something to do with this. And I'm just going to say it. Everybody else gets to say crazy shit. And so I'm going to say it. I'm calling bullshit that Big Balls got beat up. And I
completely agree.
That was the impetus for militarizing DC. That is not passing the sniff test for me. That the guy who is the sycophant and ass kisser of Elon Musk that went in and is getting stuff onto hard drives, and it's a little boy wonder, he's the guy that gets beat up, that is the impetus for sending the military into Washington, D.C. That stinks to high heaven. I'm not buying it. Incarcerate Big Balls.
Well, yes. Okay. He's under allegedly federal investigation for data breaches. But I'm just like, he had Big Balls in biggest ever Social Security leak whistleblower. You're right.
This is the whistleblower. Yeah, it's Big Balls. So why is it? So out of all the people in DC, you and I, and this is the thing, you watch the news pumps, and you hear them saying, people are just walking down the street, getting whacked in the head. They're getting raped. They're getting molested. They're getting killed, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I want to say, I oppose crime. I think people that are victims that fall prey to crime, I think that's horrible. However, Pumps and I went to DC a bunch before Kanks was inaugurated. We did a lot of podcasting there. We had a lot of events there. We're in New York City right now. Unlike the MAGA men, I am not scared to walk around in a big city. I'm not scared to take the subway. I am able to be a big girl and navigate the big city. A lot of these men, Charlie Kirk, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, Lil Smokey, they're all terrified of big cities because these men are pussies and they're scared of late night comedians and they're scared of white women and they're scared of drag queens and they're scared of Black people. The through line on all of this is, if you listen to a MAGA person longer than 2 minutes, fear, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I'm scared of this. They project it as anger and control, but behind that is these guys are like chicken littles. They are like chicken shit cowards that are terrified to go to a big city and walk around. And so I'm just buying bullshit that the whole reason DC got militarized is because of big balls.
There's no way. There's no.
Apparently one of the people who beat him up was a girl.
Yeah. Like 15. Anyway, okay, just one other thing. We've got Judge Box of Wine. Janine Pirro is now the U.S. Attorney in D.C. And we have the New York Times. This is, okay, you know they arrested somebody that threw a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Because that was like, you can't, that was assaulting law enforcement officers. Yet January 6th, that was the dust up. But anyway, prosecutors failed to secure an indictment against a man who threw a sandwich at a federal agent in Washington, D.C. People familiar with the matter said. And let me just tell you this. The only people that testify in a grand jury are the prosecution witnesses. So the fact that she did not get an indictment with the sandwich thrower is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life.
Didn't she try to charge him with a felony?
Yeah. Here's the deal. It's a felony to damage a Tesla, which I wonder if it still is, because now Elon Musk is on out. It's a felony to throw a sandwich, but shooting people and carrying guns and having masks, that's all rah, sis, boom, bomb. We're all fucking for it.
Or being in the Israeli government and trying to have sex with a minor, you can get arrested by the FBI and then shipped back to Israel, and nobody in the media talks about it. All because this political party, MAGA, they are pro-crime, they are pro-pedophilia, they are pro-big government, they are anti-freedom, they are anti-democracy, and we just have to keep calling it out because their propaganda is exhausting and that's its desired intent.
Yes, pro against women. They are so against women. It's ridiculous. Okay, like this video, anti-women. Like this video.
They're pro against women.
They're pro against women. Okay, it's been a long day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.